They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You like a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition Smart Bed plus special financing. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. See store for details.
I don't decide I will write now about this and that subject. I wakened in the morning and I begins with the birds. The first bird which starts chirping, you say chirping, and it's a little chirp like she says, somebody is awake, and I nod under the covers, yes, I'm awake, and I write about it, and then I think, well, this is what you write about in these days. I mean, well, I will write now a poem about a chirping of a bird. And I think, yes, of course, I have to. Why not? We have to remind me and others that this still exists.
Hey listeners, it's Mishi. So as you know, during these incredibly difficult days, we're trying to bring you voices we're hearing among and around us. These aren't stories, they're just quick conversations, or postcards really, that try to capture slivers of life right now. 77-year-old Agi Mishol is one of Israel's most prominent, beloved, and widely read poets. Over the years, she's won practically every literary prize here, and Amos Oz once said that her poems, quote, know how to tell a tale, to sing a song, and also dance. Her poetry is colorful and playful, full of nature and love of the land. And that makes sense, because in addition to writing, Agi and her husband Giora are also farmers who grow peaches and pomegranates and persimmons. They live in Moshav Kfar Mordechai, near Gedera. Many rockets have been launched to that region in the last month, including one that landed very close to their home and damaged their front door. And as you'll be able to hear in the tape, the serenity of the orchards is often disturbed by the sound of fighter jets going to or coming back from missions in Gaza. In the aftermath of October 7th, Agi was part of an unusual and utterly devastating literary project. Dozens of Israel's leading content creators, authors, poets, editors, playwrights, journalists, volunteered to write eulogies for the 100+ members of Kibbutz Be'eri who had been murdered. David Grossman penned a secular Kaddish, while others received bare biographical information, called up surviving relatives, and then sat down to write parting words for people they had never met. There are, apparently, times when wordsmiths become essential workers. Our producers Yael Ben-Chorin and Mitch Ginsberg went to Kfar Mordechai to visit Agi. Adina Karpuch helped edit this piece, and the translation of Agi's poem Shelter is by Joanna Chen.
I'm Agi Mishol, I'm a poet. I live in Kfar Mordechai, it's a kind of a village, and we are now in the middle of the harvest of persimmon. All our existence is now on the trees, and we have to pick all the fruit because they are indifferent to all what happens now. I volunteered to write eulogies for those who were murdered in Be'eri, in Kibbutz Be'eri, because there were like 70 funerals in one day. And always when it's a war or tension, I think about this, famous phrase about the muse and the guns. This is war, so the muse is quiet. but it's not true. At the first time when they asked me to do this, I didn't know it was like touching something sacred to write this thing about people I don't know personally. They sent information about their characters and who were they and what they liked to do, what they grew in the garden, and what kind of personality. I didn't know them in the morning, but in the evening they were just like friends. Yona Cohen, she was 72 years old. She was such a wonderful woman and cheerful and full of life and kibbutznikit, you know, and her son, Ohad Cohen, who was 42 years old. He was also a musician, and his little baby, 10 months old only, the baby was murdered too in his arms. When I saw the graves of the people I wrote, I started to cry because there weren't strangers anymore. And
I wonder, as a poet, if you feel like you have a certain role in society today with the trauma that we're going through.
You know, the poet Leah Goldberg, she wrote that during war, poets, they must, don't just have the permission, but they must write about love, about nature. They have to remind people that that there is beauty.
Can you read for us something that you wrote this week?
Okay. ממ"ד.
Shelter.
עכשיו כשהמוות זוחל סביב,
Now, when death crawls around
ואגוזי הפקן,
and pecans push against their shells, I hide inside Hebrew. Nothing will happen to me in innocent writing. Nothing will happen if I'm absorbed into the letters,
אם אספג באותיות,
if I do not exit the line,
אם לא אצא מן השורה,
shrunken into a dot above the I, packed inside a P, or the curve of a C, or the two dripping tears of a parenthesis. Beloved holy language,
שפת קודש אהובה,
now, when everything has a time, and everything is horror, when the orchard reaches out and the ground is plowed, I do as Rilke says. I let beauty and terror happen to me.
נותנת ליופי ולאימה לקרות לי,
Without thinking, it's final.
בלי לחשוב שזה סופי.
מי יברכך וישמרך, וכשתנהג מי יניח ידו על עורפך באי שמך, מי ילבב את עיניך, מי יאיר פניו אליך, מי ידליק לך נר בסוף היום, ירים שמיכה לאוספך, יחסך בנשיקות, יצמיד חזו אל חזך ויחונך, מי ישים לך דיסק יברכך וישמרך, בימים צולפים מי ינחמך, מי בזרועות אהבה יעטפך, שטובת בטוחות לתוך רוח גופו, שלוב לב מי יכילך, מי ידליק לך נר בסוף היום, ירים שמיכה לאוספך, יחסך בנשיקות, יצמיד חזו אל חזך ויחונך. ידליק לך נר בסוף היום, ירים שמיכה לאוספך, יחסך בנשיקות, יצמיד חזו אל חזך,